State of Barzakh, interval between death and resurrection. Honor of the believer at the time of and after death. Hadrat Allah be pleased with him reports, one day we accompanied the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, to a graveyard with the bier of an Ansari. When we reached the graveyard, we found that the grave was not yet ready. The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, therefore sat down, and we also followed him, and sat down in a manner as if birds were sitting on our heads. This is to say, we sat too motionless as if we were lifeless, because birds used to sit on a motionless object. At the time, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, had a stick in his holy hand, and he was scratching the earth with that as a sad person does. In the meantime, he raised his head and observed, "Seek refuge from the torment of the grave." He repeated these words twice and thrice, and then added, undoubtedly, when a believer is to leave the world and move towards the hereafter, angels come to him from the heaven, whose white faces look bright like the sun. They carry scented heavenly shroud with them. These angels are in such a large number that they look sitting as far as his sight could work. Thereafter, Hadrat Israel, the angel of death, arrives and sits down at the head of his bedstead and says, "O pure and virtuous soul, move towards the forgiveness and favor of Almighty Allah." Thus his soul comes out of his body so easily and smoothly as drops of water come out flowing of the water container. However, the angel of death takes its soul in his hand, and the sitting angels get up, and all of them soar towards the heaven with the scented shroud. About this perfume he, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, has remarked, "It is like the nicest musk perfume that could be found on this earth." The Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, further observed, when the angels start ascending the heaven, the